Coach Adam Fossett Show brought to you by Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga. Coach, I was noticing is that 4 out of the first 8 games y'all played with teams, 4 of those 8 ranked in the top 10 their respective classification. That's pretty high cotton.
Yeah. It's we've definitely played a tough schedule. I think 3 of those 4 are either on track or have already won their region as well.
Yeah.
So. Schedule has been, if you look at strength of schedule, we probably have one of the toughest schedules in the state, especially in 3A.
Yeah, a tough night a week or so ago against Dadeville, 28-0, and it was just really just an ugly game.
Yeah, it was just a flat game. It's one of those things where we never got off the bus. It was kind of reminded me of Sachs a few years ago. We never got off the bus, and Dadeville was ready to go. And we told our guys all week Dadeville is a lot better than what their record shows. They had a tough schedule on the front end as well, and those guys were ready to go. Coaches had them ready to go, and their game plan was very good. So. It comes down to execution. It comes down to heart and grit, and we didn't bring that to the table on Friday.
Dadeville, I was looking at some tape of them prior to the game. Their quarterback and halfback, they're basically their offense, and they showed why against B.B. Comer. They're excellent athletes, and B.B. Comer, of course, with Sims at quarterback, and he took another beating last Friday night.
Yeah, it was a tough night. Couldn't get the ball off. We could not run the ball. Our play up front was not good at all. And again, it goes back to communicating and talking. Our offense is set on rules. So linemen have rules, backs have rules. All the rules as far as what the play is, and it involves communicating up front. And in order to communicate, we have to use words, and we don't have they don't have their cell phones out there, so they can't text each other. So it involves actually using words and communicating, and even pointing out, hey, I've got so and so, or whatever number, or whatever the case may be. And that did not happen. And when that goes on, it makes for a long night. In the grand scheme of things, certain times they were bringing 6 guys. We should have 5 of them covered, and the back should have the 6th one covered, allowing us time to throw the ball. So we've worked a lot of pass pro this week. We've worked a lot of blitz pickup and communicating and talking. And again, those guys, that front 5, none of them will graduate. All of them will return, and most of them have at least 2 years left. So. A lot of youthfulness there, but again, we're better than what we showed for sure.
Yeah, tough road trip this week, and a team that you haven't played before, Lee Scott Academy down in Auburn.
Yeah, Lee Scott's been in the AISA. I think they've won the past 2 AISA state championships. Them and Glenwood have been in the AISA together, and they played Glenwood last week, and Glenwood bested them, beat them pretty well. And Lee Scott's in a situation where they started the season really well, and they've hit a couple bumps in the road. Dadeville beat them at their place 13-10. Then they lost to Glenwood, and they've lost to Randolph County. So they're in a must-win situation to get in the playoffs, to have a chance to get in. I already know it's homecoming there and all that good stuff. So there'll be a lot of events going on, a lot of things happening. But ultimately, the road has been good to us.
Yeah, you actually played better on the road. You have at home.
We have. So the road has been good to us, and Lee Scott has a really neat environment there. stadium kind of sits down in a bowl a little bit, and our fans will be up on a hill above us. So they've got the light show, and they've got a pretty loud student section and things like that. So the environment will be a really good environment. So looking forward to making the trip. Looking forward to just the opportunity to play again. You know, you look at what a difference 7 days makes. So you go from 7 days of playing Randolph County to playing Dadeville, and you know, you go from being the windshield to being the bug. So you know, this is a brand new week, and you know, as much as we want to, you know, right, you know, you talk about flushing it and forget about it and things like that. That's true to a certain degree, but you also have to utilize film and utilize what you have to get better and to pinpoint, you know, things that need to be worked on and need to be improved.
2 years, maybe even 3 years ago, when B.B. Comer began to really flourish, you kind of knew that this season was coming, where you're going to be losing a lot of seniors off of those teams, and especially the last 2 years, and you got a group this year that is really unseasoned. They're just not used to playing together, and the numbers are more limited this year than years past too.
Yeah, no, you know, there's a lot of factors that add up to everything, and the numbers game is definitely one of them. You jump up to 3A, and you really have 2A numbers as far as boys go. You know, overall the count is correct. You know, because they count all students.
Sure.
They count athletes, non-athletes, males, females. So they count them all. But we knew that with the big class going out, we knew with a smaller senior class this year, and it was a big. You know, I think we've said before, it's kind of misleading because if you look at the roster, it says like 9 seniors. Well, out of those 9, 4 hadn't played in 2 or 3 years. Some of those 5 hadn't been contributors up until this point. So they've gotten some spot play and things like that. But to have to be the guy has not been one of those things. And you know, the truth of the matter is the supporting cast in the prior years was a really, really athletic group, and they were a group that came in. They were on the front end of when I came in, and they saw those older guys and really emulated those older guys. So, you know, the big thing we have to do is we have to understand that we can't control the numbers. I can't create guys. You know, I can't physically make guys and then put them on the field. So the ones that have stuck it out and the ones that have kind of gone through this, ultimately they'll probably be better people for it. You know, you want to look at sport and you know, everybody wants to win. You know, I want to win. It's not like I set out and said, hey, you know, I want to lose. We want to win. And losing sucks, but you know, at the end of the day, you look at effort and you look at how much heart is involved, and that's what I want. I want guys that are going to give effort. I want guys that are going to give me everything they got, and during this time, learn from it and own our mistakes. That's probably one of the biggest things with youth right now is. We will not own a mistake at all. You know, I can show you film of you getting beat or you doing something wrong or you as simple as stepping with the wrong foot and be like, hey, you know, this was the play, but you stepped the wrong way. And some of them just have a hard time admitting that, you know. They'll come up with an excuse. They'll come up with whatever the case may be. And you know, honestly, excuses get you beat. My bad gets you beat. I'll get it next time. You know, I'll do it right next time. Well, next time it's going to be 3rd and 15. Yeah. You know, in a game we don't get a next time. So I think the realities of it are that you know there's real. You know, in sport there's not like do-overs, and there's not you know, I'll get it next time, and I'll, you know, so and that's true in life. You don't get do-overs in life. You don't get you know, all those in life. You know, it's like test corrections. You know, kids ask, "Can I get test corrections on a test?" Well, in life, you don't get test corrections. You know, in life, it is what it is, and you've got to learn from it, and you've got to fix things on the fly, and you've got to mend your mistakes on the fly, and you know, if you ever get married, you're gonna have to be able to admit that you're wrong, because there's gonna be times when your spouse is right, and you're gonna have to say, I'm sorry, I was wrong, and you know, that's gonna happen as these kids grow up. So hopefully we learn from it and we grow from it.
Lee Scott Academy on the road for B.B. Comer Friday night, kick at 7 o'clock. Not only are you the head football coach there, but you're the athletic director at B.B. Comer. Got a lot of fall sports starting to kick in, and some just ending too.
Yeah, so we're headed down to Montgomery today with volleyball, headed to regionals. We're going to have a stop in and eat breakfast at Booker's, and Ben Robbins helped make that happen for our girls, and we're going to stop in and eat breakfast and head down to Montgomery and get ready to play there. And basketball is starting to get going, and it's one of those busy times where you're transitioning into other sports, and you're getting, from my standpoint, you're getting all the paperwork done and all the Dragonfly stuff done, and dotting your T's and crossing your I's type thing. So trying to get all of that taken care of, and Coach Herbert and Coach Morris, our basketball coaches, are getting the guys and girls rolling. Been doing some workouts and some running and conditioning, and getting ready to go.
And of course, some of the football players will be transitioning to basketball in just a few weeks as well. Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer, our guest this morning on the road to Lee Scott Academy on Friday night. Coach, thanks for coming this morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at B.B. Comer, brought to you by Marble City Pharmacy. More Daybreak coming up right after this.